everyone, it is Eunagina here and welcome back to my channel to all my lovely subbies, and also welcome to all of you who are new to my channel. So today we are going to be building a Moroccan mansion, and I also forgot to say, when you're done watching this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Those are a really great way to help out my channel and I appreciate it a lot. But anyways, what we're doing is a Moroccan mansion, and as you know, we are doing it because you guys voted for it. But if you are new to this channel, you might not know that, so let me just go through that for you guys so you know what's going on. So before I reached 1,000 subscribers, I asked all my viewers to give me suggestions as to what type of mansion they would like me to build for my 1,000 subscriber thank you video, and they gave me a bunch of awesome suggestions, and then I had to take the 4 most popular suggestions and I made them all vote for it, and they voted for Moroccan mansion. So that is what we're doing today, which is pretty awesome. I also have a little story for you guys, as I often do when I do very big builds. I do a little story about what is going on in this mansion. So I want to tell you that, but I'll just wait like a little bit and then I'll tell you later. I just first want to give a little shout out to all my Moroccan viewers. I know I have at least one of them. I don't know if I have very many, but I have at least one, so here's a little shout out. And I also wanted to say to you guys that are Moroccan that I did my very, very best to do your beautiful, beautiful architecture and interior design justice. But my culture is like really far away from Moroccan culture, so I could get something wrong very easily, even though I tried to do my best to research online what type of architecture and interior design you have. I could still have gotten some things wrong, so I apologize in advance for that. If that bothers you, I am in no way trying to, of course, offend anyone. I'm just trying to do my best to portray this really beautiful architecture and interior that you have in Morocco. That's really awesome. So yeah, let me know if I did well. If any of you are Moroccan, let me know if I did well. If I didn't, let me know what exactly that I did that sort of did not look Moroccan, just because I like some feedback, so that is all good. Of course, also keep in mind that we also only have the items that we have in The Sims, and I've used a lot of items that I think are sort of made from, you know, they're from City Living, some of them, just like what I'm doing right here. They're from City Living, and well, I think they're supposed to be Indian style, and well, I mean, I think there are some similarities between Moroccan and Indian design, at least from what I can see when I research it online. But of course it's not the exact same thing, but we don't have any items that are particularly aimed at Moroccan style, I think. So of course I've just had to use whatever is in The Sims to make it as Moroccan as possible. And also I just wanted to comment on what I was doing with those sort of turrets, the little lampshades and everything. I was trying to make a tower out of those end tables that I sized up, and then I used a lamp screen for the roof, which I thought was a fun little creative idea. I was fiddling around with it a little bit. I wanted to make that sort of dome kind of roof, and also have windows that were that shape. Like you can see on the end table right here, the shapes of those sort of little holes that now look like windows because they're sized up. That is a shape that I feel like I see a lot as well in Moroccan architecture, so I wanted to have that, but we don't have windows that actually have that shape, so that's why I thought of sizing up those end tables, and then of course I needed to have a roof for it, so I had to fiddle around with what to use, and I found these lampshades that sort of looked pretty good with that. So yeah, I was very happy with that little detail. That was pretty nice. And yeah, so anyways, I do start out by putting some windows in that I don't quite like. I start by using the windows from the Sims 4 Vampires pack, because I don't know, they sort of fit a little bit, but I also did not feel like they looked very Moroccan, so I changed them out later. So when you see me putting those ones in, don't freak out, because I'm going to remove them and replace them with some sort of arched windows. I think those are just base game windows, but they do look a whole ton better and more Moroccan, in my opinion, than the ones I start out by using. But anyways, I think we should maybe just start out by telling you guys the little story I have with the family who lives in this house. You can actually see a sim standing out here in front, but that's not the one. I actually scrapped her and then I made a different sim, or a different sim family for the house. So the story is about a Moroccan girl called Farah, and she lived with her very, very, very rich father in a very massive mansion, and she really enjoys art, and she makes a great deal out of like buying off the most beautiful and also the most expensive art in the world, because she just loves art so much. And she also paints herself, but she also enjoys just collecting art. So one day when she went out to like an art exhibition in town, she met this young American gentleman named Isaac. So Isaac is in Morocco because he is doing some work to protect the native endangered animal species, as well as doing a bunch of research on the native fauna in the country. So that's basically what he's doing in Morocco, and he is not planning on leaving the country. He loves it here, and he also enjoys art. He doesn't do any art, he doesn't collect art, but he enjoys going into sort of do some cultural things once in a while, so that's why they met there. And Farah became very interested in his work, and she really liked this quality in him that he was trying to protect animals. So yeah, they pretty much fell in love immediately. But unfortunately, Farah's father was not too happy with that relationship evolving. He really wanted her to find like a Moroccan man of the same status, so he's a little bit of a snobby person. He wants to make sure that she doesn't marry someone who is, you know, less rich than they are. And Isaac is definitely not rich. He's just sort of a very regular person. Not much going on with him, except for the fact that he's a really nice person. But Farah's father, forbid her to see him, and she's not too happy with that. She does not like to be ruled by her father's rules and prejudices against people who are, you know, lesser, or I don't know, less rich than they are. She thinks that that's ridiculous, and well, she just decided, you know what, I'm going to leave home. I don't want to be ruled by your rules, Dad, so no worries, I'm out. But the thing is, her dad would obviously not give her any money with her because, well, he did not really approve of her situation. So what she did was she sold off some of her most precious and very expensive art pieces, and also sold some of her very precious jewels, which gave Farah and Isaac enough money to buy a really big mansion of their own, which is this one that we're building today. So here Farah has made her own lovely art gallery, and she also has her own art studio, so she has a very nice place here. She's also become very good at painting, which means she's also earning quite a lot now on her own. After she got this mansion, after she sold off some art, she started painting. I mean, she already did that, but she started sort of selling her paintings, and she actually became very, very good at it and got a lot of money from it. So she's able to continue collecting her art as she wanted to, and also to keep this beautiful mansion that they've bought together. So Isaac is still doing his research. So in the introductory video that you saw Isaac in his office. He has a little office up in one of the towers where he does a lot of his research and work. And they have also gotten two little boys called Tazim and Joseph. So one sort of Moroccan name and one Western name, just to sort of, you know, give both of their cultures a little bit of, I don't know, personality in the children. I don't know what I'm saying. Whatever. But they're called Tazim and Joseph. So those two boys are troublemakers. They are little active boys. I mean, one of them loves to read and the other one loves to... What was the other one doing? He was into... I don't remember. He's creative, I think. So that sounds all nice and stuff, but they are also active. They have their active aspiration and they really like getting up to mischief together. And they will need some good parenting, I think, if they shouldn't turn into some really mischievous young men when they grow up. So parenting skill, please. I really wanted to have some element of parenthood incorporated in this build, so that's why I gave them those personalities, because I want this pack so badly. I want it so badly. Sorry. Okay, but that was the story about the family who lives here. I have actually made them, as you could see in the introductory shots. And I don't know, I think they're such a nice family. I really enjoy them. But this one is Farah's bedroom, or well, it is Farah and Isaac's bedroom, I guess, but is highly influenced by her own sort of style of interior design. Or I think mostly the mansion is sort of inspired by just Moroccan. There isn't really much Western stuff in it. So Isaac, I think, just enjoys Moroccan style. He doesn't really mind. So Farah is the main person who decorates the place, which is cool. But yeah, so this is actually one of my favorite bedrooms, or favorite rooms, not bedrooms, but just favorite rooms. I think it turned out really, really pretty, and I've done something with the windows, by the way, that I feel like I want to comment on. As you can see right here to the left of this room, there are two windows. Those are actually not windows. I have used the arches, the sort of medium wall height arches that are in the game. And then I have used the dine out marble piece at the bottom. And then I have used like a room divider as this sort of mesh, or a sort of, I don't know, thing, ironwork stuff that is covering the window. Because that is a kind of window, maybe not exactly like this, but I feel like I saw some windows when I looked at Moroccan architecture that sort of looked like this. And I thought that was really interesting, and I wanted to try that out myself. And I don't know, it looks pretty awesome. I really like how that looks, so I am very happy with that. Right here, I'm just trying to see if I can make like a custom-made lamp that looks Moroccan. Because I don't feel like we have a whole lot of lamps that look very Moroccan, so I just tried a few things. But I don't end up going with custom-made lamps. I just sort of use some that I think is sort of the most close to Moroccan ceiling lights, but I wouldn't say they look entirely Moroccan, unfortunately. But, you know, I can't really do anything. If there isn't anything in the game, then that is just that. There was one more thing I wanted to say. Yeah, I also, like in one of my previous builds, I did download some paintings off the gallery. I downloaded a bunch of, you know, normal sim-made paintings, you know, the ones that you will always see your sim painting if you ask them to paint classical or something like that. So I have decorated the house quite a lot with those paintings, mostly because, well, Farah is into art, so she paints a lot and she loves art, so there are lots of those paintings all around, which is awesome. But I also did use a few paintings that are not sort of by default in the game, and again, they're not custom content. For those of you who did not watch the other video where I told you that, those are not custom content paintings. They are just paintings that you can find off the gallery that your sim will sort of paint if you replace some files, I think. So they don't work as custom content, but they are different from what you get in the game. But yeah, I did use some of those. I only used them in Isaac's office, and that is because I really wanted some animal paintings, because he's into animals. That sounded really wrong. He really likes animals. He really likes animals and he wants to help animals. So he has animal paintings in there. I think Farah has probably painted some animal paintings for him. So yeah, that's why I just put some of those in there. But otherwise, there are only paintings that are sort of by default in the game if your sim paints them. I could have just had Farah paint them, but I wanted to save some time, so that's why I downloaded it off the gallery. It's really easy to find these paintings on the gallery, by the way. If you want to download some, all you need to do is search for paintings, just item name paintings, under the room category. So yeah, then you'll find all of these paintings. As you can see right here, I have a room full of paintings. Those are like the default paintings that exist in the game already. So I just went ahead and put an easel up in Farah's room. But she also has a studio or a painting studio of her own. But just sometimes she probably enjoys also painting in her own room. So that is why I put one there. So this is just like a stairwell. So there isn't really much going on here, but I thought it was really pretty though. And I'm also using so many patterns in this build because that is something that I see a lot of in Moroccan architecture and interior design. There are patterns everywhere, so I really enjoy that. I'm just going a little crazy with the patterns because I don't usually do that in my builds, because I don't feel like it looks very good in most builds. It looks great in this build, but in like modern Western builds, you just never really use patterns much because it gets too, I don't know, the style just doesn't use patterns. That's pretty much it. It disturbs the eyes, and it's more minimalistic. And just like with the Indian apartment I made in India, more is more, not less is more. And I think pretty much the same thing counts for Morocco. So the more pretties you have, the better it is. Whereas here, it's just like the less you have, the better it is, or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. This is her art studio. I did cut out a few parts, by the way, of the build because I needed the video to be slightly shorter. And it is going to be in 2 parts, by the way. I forgot to mention that entirely. It is going to be in 2 parts because it's a really massive mansion. But I still had to cut out a few rooms. I cut out her gallery, Farah's gallery, but I didn't cut out her actual studio, painting studio. But even though I cut out some rooms, I am still going to include pictures of it at the end of the video. So you'll still see the rooms, you just won't see me decorating them, just because it would become too long otherwise. So yeah, there'll be pictures of it, don't worry. But this is a little yoga room. I don't know if yoga is even a thing in Morocco, but I thought Farah would probably enjoy it nonetheless. And I just thought it was a really cool idea to have like a yoga room. And I really wanted like a really grand white one with lots of columns, and I don't know, I think this place looks so relaxing, and it's got these balconies overlooking a small yard and then whatever landscape is otherwise out there, and it's just the most amazing yoga room ever. I would love to have a yoga room like that. It looks so relaxing. So relaxing. I would love it. But yeah, that's what this is, and then we're going to be moving on to this little room here, which is a massage room. So it's basically just like a massage table here, and then also a couple of chairs to just sort of sit and talk, I don't know. And then this little tiny room next to it is a toilet in case you do need to use the toilet while you're having your massage. You better go to the toilet. I don't know. But anyways, there. I just also like to have some bathrooms spread out in the house so that you don't have to walk too far, because it's a really, really big house or mansion. So you don't want to have to walk from one end to the other just to go to the bathroom once in a while. So I made sure to make plenty of those. I think this light thing, the candle thing, floor lamp, is mostly Indian. I don't know if you would have something like that in Morocco, but as well, like what I said before, I tried to use items that were as close to Moroccan themed as possible. Some of them might be more Indian than Moroccan just because we don't have anything that is particularly Moroccan. So, but I still think it works okay, that lamp. Also because I did look up, like, do Moroccans have elephants in their decorative items? I actually looked that up on Google. Actually, my husband did it for me while I was building. And I was like, do they use this? But I don't know. And they do, apparently. As far as I could see, at least, I found some Moroccan sort of elephant art pieces. So I thought it would be okay to use those items nonetheless. So I did. And I hope it was okay. So this is the children's bedroom. So the two little boys are sharing a room. Oh, the horror. They're sharing a room. They don't even have their own room. There are actually just 2 bedrooms in this house. Or, well, there are 3. The third one is for the butler, because I do think you need a butler to live in a house like this. You cannot keep it on your own. It'll just get super duper dirty. So this is the children's room, bedroom, and then there's a butler's bedroom. If you want more bedrooms, I mean, there are some rooms that you don't really need. You could definitely make those rooms into something else, such as the yoga room if you wanted to, or even, like, what was it? There is like an office place that you don't really have to have it be an office. Like, you could have it be a bedroom if you wanted a bigger family to live here. So yeah, basically that's what's going on. So they have their ensuite bathroom, of course, and I did not want to cut this one out because I really like this bathroom, actually, so I just kept it in. And I'm trying to make a lot of very grand bathrooms in this house. Usually when I make bathrooms, I feel so uninspired. Like, it's such a boring thing to do because it's just a bathroom. Like, you don't spend that much time inside a bathroom. But I thought you have to have a really nice looking bathroom in this house because, well, it's a grand mansion. It has to look good. So this little living area right here, what we're doing here is a living area. That's the only place in the house that has a TV. And I love using these cushions, by the way. There are so many cushions in Moroccan sort of sofas and all this, but I can't put cushions in the sofa. I wish I could. Oh my god. I don't know if these sofas that I've used are particularly Moroccan. If they are, it would be more of a sort of modernish Moroccan, I think. But I did think, if it doesn't look very Moroccan, maybe it's just Isaac who's brought in some of his Western taste into the build. Maybe. I don't know. That's the only explanation I have. Otherwise, I just kind of like these sofas. I thought they were nice, and I wanted to use something else than what I had done otherwise. And then I just spam those cushions everywhere. I really do. I've used them so many places just because, like, there are so many cushions in these Moroccan sofas and all that, and I can't use proper cushions, so it'll just have to be these sort of ottomans things. So yeah, this is Isaac's office that we're doing here, and it is this very sort of messy adventure kind of looking office, and I really like it. I think it's so awesome. I really like his office, and yeah, it's just got stuff everywhere, pretty much. It's got papers, and it's got, I don't know, lots of things. Sorry for the camera just rotating so much. It's because I'm trying to get the paintings that I wanted for his little office. And again, I just want to note, it is not custom content. It is not custom content. You can download them off the gallery. I should probably go to the gallery and see who made these paintings so that I can tell you the origin ID in the comments down below, or not in the comments but in the description, if you guys want to find these paintings yourself. But they will be in the build by default when you download it. They won't be gone, don't worry. But if you want to use them for a different build, then you'll need to download that item from the gallery. So yeah, that's basically it. I think we are almost at the end right now. We're just going to finish up Isaac's office with all his papers, all his files, and all his random things, like little postcards, and I don't know, this guy is just super much into researching all sorts of stuff about animals. I don't know. I really like him. I thought it was a nice little personality that he has, and yeah, I liked all the clutter I put in here. I also put one of these very old-fashioned cameras on top of one of the boxes at some point. I really enjoyed cluttering this room. It is just the most awesome room to clutter. I just enjoyed it so much. It's just crammed. I've crammed so many things into one place. There was the little camera that I put in as well. But anyways, oh yeah, he's got a globe bar. I forgot that. But anyways, guys, that is the end of this video. We will go to part 2 next time. But for now, I will just show you some pictures of the build, and then I will talk to you at the other side of the pictures, guys. Everyone, and welcome to the other side of the screenshots. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoyed the screenshots. I really hope you liked the mansion so far. So we are going to have part 2 coming out tomorrow. So please be patient while we wait for that one. But yeah, it is going to be out tomorrow, so you don't have to wait for very long. I am sorry for the wait. Like, I was supposed to have this as a 1000 sub thank you video, but in the matter of 5 days after I reached 1000 subs, I reached 2000 subs. So thank you guys for 2000 subs. You are amazing. You are what makes this channel go around. So I am so happy you are all here with me. Thank you so much for supporting my channel and for being here and just talking to me, commenting on my videos, liking my videos, and just being around. You guys are awesome. So thank you so much, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and see you soon.